Welcome to the third installment of Renee and Darryl's Walt Disney World Honeymoon. I'm Darryl.
And I'm Renee. For those of you joining us for the first time, we are a middle-aged newlywed couple planning our honeymoon to the world during the 2019 Flower and Garden Festival.
If you want more background on us, check out the first episode we recorded a couple of weeks ago. And I do need to disclose that I have Disney stock in a retirement fund, and I'm a Disney Visa cardholder. We are planning to stream these vlogs most Wednesday nights, and most of the time that's going to be right here from this studio, which is normally used for my Geo Gearhead shows. You might notice some changes in the lighting this week, and I'm still working on making improvements to the studio for these vlogs, so you'll probably see more changes over the next few weeks.
But tonight we're working on nailing down the basic details for the honeymoon. A couple weeks ago, we settled on the end of March, and then last week we settled on Pop Century for the hotel to stay in.
Yeah, not that was easy, because we really wanted to visit the Port Orleans resorts. But this trip, ironically, we're not planning to spend much time in the room or at the resort. We really want to visit the parks, and the plan is that's where we're going to be most of the time.
After all, this is the first trip to the world where I'm actually going to be able to remember anything. The last time I was there was quite a while before Epcot even opened. So there's 3 theme parks that I've never explored. Tonight, though, we need to make one last decision before we make the reservation, and that is whether or not we are doing a Disney dining plan, and if we are, which one should we do?
So for people who aren't familiar with the dining plans, there's basically 3 options. There's a quick service, the basic dining plan, and a deluxe dining plan. So we'll go over those real quick in part so that we actually can remember what each of these are.
So they tend to mix up together.
Yeah, it gets a little confusing because they're all dining plans. And what's worst is the standard dining plan is just called the Disney dining plan. So there's the Disney quick service dining plan, which is actually the one that we're leaning toward, and we'll go into that more in a little while, which includes 2 quick service meals per night. That's an entree and a non-alcoholic beverage. And new in, I think it was this year, 2018, they're now letting guests 21 and older have an alcoholic beverage. So that's kind of cool. But at a table service, I'm not sure, or at a quick service, I'm not
Probably
really sure.
Beer.
Yeah, beer. Well, there's wines and stuff like that too.
That's
but
weird.
It's with your meal. Then 2 snack credits a night. And the way that this all works is it's per night. You have to be a resort guest, not you're staying on property in one of the Disney resorts, and you have to be there at least 5 nights in order to be able to get any of these dining plans.
And everyone staying under the reservation needs to have the same dining
in
plan.
the room.
Or in the room?
In the room. Anyone in that room has to have the same dining plan.
So if we had kids or something in the other room, they could have a different plan from us?
No, well, the kids, if they're under 3, have a different plan, and the kids have a cheaper version if they're under 12 or something like that. I didn't bother because this is
we don't have kids.
Yeah, there's no kids in our honeymoon.
None.
But the quick service dining plan that we're looking at is $52.50 a night, which is not cheap.
A day. I mean, like the whole per night.
Per
we
night,
stay there.
yeah.
Okay.
Because everything's based on per night. So $52.50 per night. You've got the 2 quick service meals, 2 snacks, and those snacks can be frozen ice cream novelties, popsicle fruits, that kind of stuff, popcorn scoop. And the dumbest thing is you do coffee, hot chocolate, or tea.
Why would you do that?
Because you're desperate, or
isn't it come in the room?
Well, no, this would be in the parks, because the whole point is you do this in the park.
Are we bringing our own popcorn machine this time?
Maybe. We'll have to figure that out. Milk or juice, a piece of whole fruit. Really? Come on, Disney. A piece of whole fruit.
I'd like an orange slice, please.
Yeah, but come on. When you've got something like the pineapple upside down Dole Whip,
I mean, really,
why on earth would you do
Dole Whip or just eat some pineapples? Yeah. I mean, come on.
Well, and there's fries at the Flame Tree Barbecue that are a snack credit. There's all kinds of great stuff that's a snack credit. Why, a piece of fruit is a snack credit? I don't know. You should get more than that. But a bag of snacks, and it's like the family share size that's counted. So that's pretty cool.
What kinds of things are in the bag of snacks?
Well, like your gummy bears, and I think they have trail mix, but I don't really remember seeing that. Or 20-ounce bottles of Coke, Sprite, or Dasani. Again, don't do it.
No.
Or a fountain drink. Again, don't do it.
Especially because.
Yeah. Well, and you get the refillable resort mug with all of these plans as well. So that only works in your resort, which is one of the catches. You can't bring it into the parks. You can't take it to another resort. It's your resort. And I guess there's actually a little bit of an exemption for Port Orleans, because you can take, from what I gather, the resort mug between the two resorts.
Okay.
The
maybe
Riverside,
they have the same mug for the two resorts.
Well, they're on the same system or whatever. Okay. It's because they also share the table service. In a lot of the amenities, I think they just decided, okay, Port Orleans is really one resort, even though it's two separate entities.
Okay.
They're just running them kind of as one. It's all under one general manager too. So one person runs the whole show.
Now, when I first thought about this second option, I thought that was going to be my first choice. But the more I think about it, I'm still not sure. And that's the Disney dining plan, the middle of the road plan. That's $75.49 a night. That includes one table service meal. For breakfast, you can have one entree and a non-alcoholic or possibly an alcoholic beverage, depending if you're 21 or over.
Mimosas for breakfast. What else would they be doing? Really, that kind of stuff.
No. For lunch or dinner, you can have one entree, one dessert, another beverage, or a buffet or family style meal, and that includes the signature dining restaurants, which requires two table service.
Right.
2 people.
So if you do Mickey's for the
the experience,
the character dining, that's going to be 2. Le Cellier is 2.
Okay.
Be Our Guest is now 2 table credits for dinner, so you lose 2 to go to one of those.
So that's like 2 dinners worth, because you only get one table service meal on this.
Right, but it's counting as 2.
Right.
So you're burning 2, and you can use these credits whenever you want. If you wanted to go the first day and have 10 quick service meals on your quick service plan,
you could do it.
You can burn them all in one day, and then you just have to eat, snacks for the rest of the time, or pay a cash for it, whatever you want to do.
Okay.
But there's no limit that it has to be one per day. It's, you have these credits, you use them whenever you want throughout your entire stay.
Okay. So this one table service is the breakfast, lunch, or dinner, not all 3 of those.
Correct. Okay. Correct. You get any one of those. Or if you want to use 2 of your credits, it's signature dining. So some of the cooler restaurants,
which sound cool, but I'm just not sure yet.
No.
You get 1 quick service meal, 2 snacks, a refillable mug.
And the gratuities, the tips aren't going to be included, except at dinner shows, private in-room dining, and Cinderella's Royal Table.
Okay, so that is 1 table service, 1 quick service, 2 snacks, and a refillable mug. Plus you pay tips.
Right. Basically, you're swapping out one of your 2 quick service from the quick service plan. And with a table service that you're getting instead, the cool thing is you can get that dessert at lunch or dinner.
Oh, yeah.
So that's cool. The upside of it. And typically you want to take the table service if you're going to be doing it and use them for dinner, because that's the more expensive one.
Right. Probably the more crowded one too. That's where you need to make like 6 month and 6 month
the
advance.
ADRs. Yeah. And
reservations.
The big thing is too, that's probably when you want to sit down and really rest for a while. You don't want to necessarily be running quick service and run and gun kind of thing.
True.
The one that's really cool and not worth the money, but actually it probably is.
Maybe if we can,
is the Disney Deluxe dining plan, because that's 3 meal combinations of any type, table, quick, whatever. Did I mention the price though? Is $116.25?
It's a little steep.
Yes, it's like
it's like a whole
it's double the quick service. You still get the 2 snacks and the refillable mug, and again, gratuities aren't included. And that was one of the things. I had 2 different trips where I had the Disney dining plan on one, which I think was actually one of the promos that they were running at the time. And then I had the quick service on another trip, and I really liked having the quick service. It was nice to not have to think about going up to the counter, grabbing any of the meals and doing it. It's just, you go and do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm the kind of person who does tend to be conscious of how much I'm spending, especially when I go to something as expensive as Disney, and I'll kind of skimp. But when I know that it's already taken care of and it's not a factor, it's just I order whatever I want. Unfortunately, what I want doesn't tend to be the most expensive stuff. I don't do the seafood because I can't. And I tend not to like steak and stuff like that so much either.
And you don't like lamb, which is the one thing I don't understand.
No.
I don't understand it at all.
Now, one of the things that we've talked about here is the Flower and Garden Festival food booths do accept snack credits.
That's pretty cool.
So, and that's one of the big things we want to do. So is it going to make sense for us to do 10, we're looking at 5 days, the 10 quick service options, if we're probably going to eat a bunch of snacks instead?
True.
And one of the things that we found from Disney Food Blog, and I have not really been able to confirm it with Disney, was on their Disney Dining Fact, says, can I divide quick service credits to make snack credits? And the answer is yes. Quick service credits can be traded for 3 snacks at participating quick service locations, as long as it happens all in the same transaction.
So you have to get all 3 snacks at one time.
Right.
But you can get 3 snacks, which might be better than one of the quick service.
Well, and especially for
meals.
The
Epcot
Flower and Garden Festival.
Right.
Because really what we want to do is go and grab a couple of different things from a couple of those different shacks, and grab the 2-3 different things and just kind of munch a little bit off of a bunch of these different things, and that's going to be our lunch or dinner a couple of days.
Mm-hmm. It's true, and that might be really true. And if we were just paying for it rather than with the quick service meal or whichever meal, if instead of the snack credits or whatever, you might not get all 3.
Well, yeah, not just that, but I'm thinking the quick service becomes more appealing if we can actually do this conversion, because we're only going to have 10 snack credits a piece. But if we can take one of those lunches that we wouldn't be using, that would we'd have to try to figure out how to, because
some of the snacks aren't actually just like junk food snacks.
No, a lot of the snacks are
like
substantial.
Food. Yeah.
Well, especially the stuff at the festivals. And we were looking at some of the Food and Wine Festival coverage, and oh
my goodness,
we got so hungry.
Yes, we did.
But I did take a look at touring plans just for like baseline to see what we're really looking at spending if we don't get it, just based on the quick service, 2 meals a day in the parks, because really that's what we're going to do.
Right.
Is just the 2 meals.
I think we could probably spend all 5 days in Epcot too, but there's so much more to see.
Sure. Yeah. Well, we have to make some of these.
Right.
So like day 1, we'd go and do lunch at Sunshine Seasons, and I'd do probably the sweet and sour chicken. You'd probably do the power salad, which,
I have to look at more of what these are. I'm guessing quinoa and all the green stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember, but it's like $11.59 is the sweet and sour chicken, and the power salad is $12.50. We'll say, just easier than 9s. For dinner at Tangerine Cafe, we'd do chicken and lamb shawarmas, which are $15 or $14 a piece.
Which we probably wouldn't spend if we weren't using a meal.
Yeah. Lunch at Be Our Guest in the Magic Kingdom, because that's still quick service.
Mm-hmm.
And I am dying to try this French dip. I keep
really
hearing
want
about that.
I'm so need to take a bite of it.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you should do it for dinner instead.
No, we can't do it for dinner, because at dinner it's a signature table experience.
That's right.
So it has to be for lunch.
Okay.
And then you'd probably end up with a quinoa salad. Now the French dip is the most expensive thing I'm looking at doing at $17.
That's not terrible though.
No, it's not.
It's expensive.
It's expensive, but it's not as bad as I would have expected.
Right.
And I've never eaten at the Columbia Harbor House, which is supposed to be one of the better quick service places at Magic Kingdom. So going there, it looks like we'd probably actually both end up with the chicken harbor salad, which is $11. It doesn't really make sense. Animal Kingdom, we'd probably end up lunch at one of the Pandora places that I can't figure out how to pronounce
and
it.
they have like wood grilled chicken bowls or beef or whatever else. Like it's all vegetables and like
$11.50 and $13 is what we're looking at.
Not terrible. Now the next one is the one I really want. I'd probably eat it all 3 times.
Oh, this is the Pongo Pongo. What is this thing?
It's called a night blossom. So if any of you know me, you know that I like bubble tea just a little bit. So this is a mixture. It's called a night blossom. It's a mixture of limeade and apple and pear. Desert pear. So limeade, apple, desert pear, topped with passion fruit and boba, which, tapioca balls. Yum. I'd probably want that. I wanted one today. That would have been perfect.
Which is only $6 though.
Yeah, I'd rather have had that than tropical smoothie. We should tell them that.
But it's only $6, which is pretty affordable for a bubble tea drink.
Absolutely. It's pretty, it's not that much more expensive than some, and it depends really how big it is.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming it's fairly small, but
it didn't look small in the video.
Even if it is small, you're talking like $3.50, $4 for a plain iced tea anymore.
So it's really not so bad.
Yeah,
for a specialty.
Well, not
drink.
for a small one, but
yeah.
But I figure it's Animal Kingdom. We're not going to spend a full day in Animal Kingdom. We'd just roast if nothing else. So we'd probably end up going back over to Epcot.
They should have a swimming with the otters.
Well, and when I've been there in the winter time for us, it's Cali River has always been closed.
Oh.
So
can you go in the river? What is it?
No, that's that whitewater rafting.
Oh, that's that one. Yeah. Hopefully that's open.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Because I haven't been on it.
But I think in Animal Kingdom they should have an otter experience where you get to swim.
They don't.
But they should.
They don't.
But they should.
Anyways, going back over to Epcot, probably La Cantina Disney Angel, sorry. But we're looking at, like $13 and under. At the studio, boy, is there a just dearth of anything good to eat. Backlot Express, we're looking at $11 a piece.
For salad.
For salads. And Pizzeria Rizzo, which I want to try mostly because it's,
Rizzo?
Yeah, it's Rizzo. It had been Pizza Planet.
Oh.
Which wasn't very good.
Okay.
So I don't hold out a lot of hope. But, still $10.50 a piece. And then
Epcot again.
Friday, we're going to go probably back to Epcot.
Now, if it was really Léal Boulangerie Patisserie, I'd be really happy. And I probably wouldn't order a quiche Florentine. But from them, maybe. But Léal is one of my favorite places to visit in France.
Well, really my problem was finding, and I admit I went through and did all this stuff just on my own.
I don't think I ate quiche at all when I lived in France.
Yeah, because I wanted the baseline. We're not trying to actually build our menu, but trying to find the stuff that we think we'd probably eat. So, this is only like $9 and $7.
Yeah,
it's cheap.
That is really cheap.
And then Katsura Grill, we're looking at $15 and $12.
I think that's going to be one of my favorite days. Then we need to go back and get another bubble.
But we'll probably end up doing a lot of this as the food festival,
right?
Or the flower festival. Yeah. So, getting the food there. But in total, we're looking at like 122 and change, 123 and change a piece. So on average, we're not even spending $25 a day. Now, remember, we're not big soft drink people. We actually don't like soft drinks. Most of the time it's water. I like iced tea, unsweetened iced tea. So I don't even know if they have that there to purchase, but I'm just happy with the water.
Right.
So we are cutting out, $5 plus a day by not having
it. But the thing is are we going to, if we were paying for it for ourselves, we probably would not have 5 snacks in a day.
2.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
2 per person.
2 per person. Okay.
Yeah, and we split a lot of the stuff like that ourselves.
Right,
anyway.
but with it, we might have those snacks and still split more things, be able to try more things. Because I think that's my biggest problem is I'm usually hungry, and then I go to eat, and I'm not as hungry as I think I am. So, but at the same time, I probably don't want to miss out on trying like we've been watching the other people eat, especially at the is it Food and Wine
Festival, yeah.
And there's just so many amazing things and things I want to try. That's why I'm leaning towards the dining plan, because we will feel less guilty for trying things.
Well, and it's that whole thing of being more inclusive. We don't have to worry about
carrying money.
Yeah, well, we don't have to carry the money anyway. It's just charged to the room, and then it's ultimately charged back to the credit card. Or, we do the gift card method, but whatever, it still ends up being that you pay for it. And there's going to be a lot of them that it's like, that's cool, but I'm not going to spend $5 on that.
Right. Whereas, I have 3 credits left over, I should just go buy something. Or right. I have another something left over, I should go, yeah.
Right. So for $52.50, yeah, we're talking about twice as much, but I think it's going to be worth more than the twice as much. We're going to get more than twice as much value.
Right.
Out of not having to think about it as much and being able to just go and do some of the stuff that we normally wouldn't do.
Probably. Exactly. And
which is one of the reasons you go to Disney World.
Exactly. And it's our honeymoon.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've been waiting for a year and a half at that point.
The one catch is there's a couple of table service places that would be cool to visit. I kind of want to take you to Sci-Fi Diner.
Is that the one with the cars?
That's the one that's the simulated driving.
I
just think it would be fun for a honeymoon.
I think it would.
And it's bad food.
Well,
I shouldn't say bad. It's not good food.
How many places do we go that actually have really good food?
Well, but you're in
Disneyland, Disney World,
food festival.
Yeah, well,
so you can get some good food.
But that's not in the restaurants.
But again, if we can make the transition from one quick service to 3 snack credits, then that becomes a lot more doable. Because we're not going to do the table, the quick service today. We're going to do a table service, which we have to pay for out of our own pocket. But instead, we'll get 3 more snacks out of the booze at the
and at the
festival.
Very worst case scenario, if we have snack credits left towards the end of our trip, we'll have something to take in the car with us.
We'll hit Mara and grab a whole bunch of Zebra Domes.
Exactly.
Zebra Domes are awesome.
Only because we can't take the Dole Whip home.
Yeah, Dole Whip.
That would make a mess.
Hey, we actually had found a source for getting the Dole Whip mix. And I did do that. Remember, I had the box of... I had the pineapple Dole Whip. I had a couple of other Dole Whip flavors.
Yeah, they didn't.
But it didn't.
So good.
It doesn't work so well. The problem is you really need a good machine, not the little home soft serve machines.
I made something similar that came out okay, but it still wasn't the same at all.
Yeah, it just doesn't really work. But you could probably, people have had good luck with the Dole Whip mix, making it as just like an ice cream, not doing the soft serve.
Yeah.
But the texture is a little weird.
It is. It is.
But it's supposed to be pretty good.
That's why they want it to just have it perfected there. So you go there and you want that.
Well, there's more to it than that. That was actually a marketing thing, if I remember.
Okay.
So now we have to go and look that up.
Yes, we do.
But I think we've pretty much made that decision pretty easily.
We still go back and forth, but I think we know what we want to do.
We've been digging into this.
That's why we need your help.
So,
we need your help. Tell us something.
And by this time next week, I should have placed the reservation.
Okay.
With the travel agent.
Oh, okay.
Well, because that's the plan.
Are we going to stay an extra week and be chaperones for?
No. No, we're not.
Really
we can only get a week off at a time. Well, I can only get a week off at a time anyway.
It's probably true. My nephew asked us if we wanted to be chaperones for his band trip to Orlando, and they're getting there the day we're leaving, or the day before we're leaving. So, yeah, I don't think we're doing that. But It's just really funny that he asked us that. Anyway, we are getting close to our time, so thank you for watching, especially those of you watching live and sending comments in the chat. If you have more to share with us after the live show, please drop those in the comments below and make sure to subscribe to our channel. Click on that little icon bell and get notifications whenever we go live.
And we'll be back next week with more. I guess probably it's going to be talking about the attractions and planning as to which parks, but we'll have to figure out if there's something else cooler that we can talk about next week.
Suggestions welcome.
Yep. Thanks again, everyone. We'll see you next week.